Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday morning. I am headed down to Miami shortly. We will be at Homestead, Miami this weekend. It is going to be the opening round of PanAmerican Superbike for the 2024 season, and it is going to be my first season racing. A little bit about me. I've kind of been doing track days for a little while. Got a first bike, probably 2017 time frame. Rode around on the street for a year or so before getting into track days, and I had to take a couple years off in between, here and there. But now this past year, about a year ago now, was able to pick up another bike and starting to get back into it. Frankly, it was just like, you're getting older. time keeps marching on, so if you're gonna race, you gotta kind of just start whenever you can. Decided to just sign up. It was a little bit of a last minute decision towards the end of last year. Ended up taking Ed Bargy Racing School. Really great class. Awesome other people in there. Had a ton of fun, met some new people, learned a ton being in there, and walked out of there with a race license. So I'm gonna try to document my whole learning process along the way. There'll be a few different types of videos. Hopefully get some footage from racing, hopefully from just kind of working on the bike and getting some things ready. Put whatever information I learned along the way out there for everyone else to hopefully learn something from. A little bit of just quick things about the bike. I will be racing a 2007 CBR 600RR in super stock class. So this is mostly a stock motorcycle other than kind of your normal track day modifications. If you're looking to get into this, if you are running intermediate advanced track days, you're probably going to be mostly already set up to do this in racing, at least in a super stock class. Yeah, I mean, motors stock, obviously, other than a tune on it. Take advantage of a quick shifter as well. It's already got Öhlins front and rear. I kind of chose PanAmerican Superbike just because the race school that I took, lots of the coaches recommended it. They have an interesting schedule this year. Pretty much all the tracks on there, except for Roebling, which I think we go to twice, are new tracks for me and I haven't been to. So that's going to be a little bit of an adventure to try to just show up somewhere one weekend and start racing there without having been there. That's going to be kind of part of the fun for me this year, is travel around, see some new tracks, and in some ways almost take a little bit of pressure off myself to try to do really well. I want to obviously try to do well, but if I haven't been there before, I kind of have to set my expectations realistically for those places. A lot of the focus this year will be on just kind of getting a little bit of feel with the bike, grip and the tires, and lots of pushing the bike a little bit further than you normally would in a track day when you're just trying to not crash and run into other people. Obviously we'll still try to not crash and run into other people. Get some consistency in there as well. Clean up my lines and stuff, especially at some of these new tracks. I think working on that as a skill rather than trying to memorize a particular track is going to be something I focus on, because all these tracks are new. I'm not going to necessarily have time to do 3-4 track weekends before having to race. PanAmerican Superbike I found was really, it did seem very intuitive getting into it. They've invested a lot into technology and even the interface of the website, and they're very engaged on Facebook groups in terms of the staff interacting with people, being very proactive about getting information out there. The sign-up process was super easy on their website, and so compared to some of the organizations that have been around a little bit longer, this one just seemed very easy for me to go sign up for, and that was a kind of big draw for me. Obviously the recommendations from the coaches as well during the race school. I've got friends that race in several different leagues. Probably the most of them race in WERA. So that was also one that I looked at for a little bit. Deciding to go with PanAmerican Superbike, I just thought the kind of whole process and introduction to it was a little bit easier for me to get into. Not that I will rule out racing for any of those other leagues in the future either. This one just seemed like a really good fit for kind of my first year getting into this. So yeah, that's it. I gotta finish packing up the trailer, getting the bed ready for the weekend. Time to start driving and get down there. Hopefully you guys enjoy the videos and come along for the journey with me.